Hi, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Toys, the Universe, and Everything. Today, we have an update. We have two updates. Those updates went on dates. It's crazy. If you've been following the Retron 77, you know that it has compatibility problems. And anyway, Hyperkin released an official update today. It doesn't fix any of the compatibility problems. But what it does is allows you to put as many ROMs on the SD card as you want, which is really cool. Because some of those games will run as ROMs, but they will not run as cartridges if you put the physical cartridge in the system. So that's kind of neat. But then it's not that simple because you have options. Because if you go to the webpage, there is the official release, the one that they gave you that has the ability to put as many ROMs on there as you want. There's also a community build. The community build comes to us from Stephen Anthony, the kind gentleman who runs and maintains Stella, the emulator that the Retron 77 requires to run. Now, his update, what it does, it updates Stella to 3.9.3. That fixes Kool Aid Man, so you can play it now. Quad Run fixes some sound issues there, fixes some video syncing problems. It also adds the included ROM, so the games that you know they give you on the SD card, the demos and the homebrews that are included on the SD card are now listed in the properties database. So what that means is the games that require phosphor effects enabled will now be less flickery, more playable. So that's a cool thing. Now, both of those are cool things. Also, Steven's update, the community update, also fixes the fire button corruption issue where you just lose your fire button. And I know some people have mailed their whole system back and gotten very upset. But what that does is he has fixed the problem that was causing the system to quit reading the fire button, which would require you to re-image your SD card and jump through a whole bunch of hoops, especially if you're a Mac owner, because then we have problems because we can't even put our SD cards in the computer. So anyway, he fixed the fire button problem, which is awesome. And then Stephen Anthony on the Atari Age forums released a version of the image that actually merges the two together. So now you have a third option. You can go get that off Atari Age, and what that will do is put the unlimited ROMs together with the 3.9.3 Stella, the fire button fix, all that cool stuff together in one image. Yay! I don't know why you wouldn't go with that one. So anyway, yeah. So now you can put as many ROMs on the system as you want, and I'll show you. Take out my Frogger, and there we go. There's the menu. Oh, by the way, it's really easy to change your wallpaper on the Retron 77 should you want to do so. There is a folder on the SD card that says images, and inside are all the icons and wallpapers and the menu buttons. All that stuff is in there. They're just PNG files. You can edit them in Photoshop or whatever. Keep them the same size, obviously, and you can change the wallpaper like I've done here. Thank you to Cosmic Stardust, who made those really cool Space Invaders icons for the menu tabs. I love those. But anyway, as you see, scroll down, Pitfall, Dungeon, Adventure, Alpha Beam, Atlantis, Basketball. There is no longer a limit to the ROMs you can put on here, which is really cool. Dig Dug. So there. It's doing a lot of cool things. Now, is it perfect? No, we're still not on the most current version of Stella. No idea if we'll get it up to that point, if we can get to 5.1.3, which is the current version. There's still a lot of things that are missing. But first, hey, just for the sake of argument, just to show you, hey, here's Kool Aid Man. Go ahead, pop that in. There it is. Kool Aid Man. And, whoo, he works. Just gotta stop the thirsties from drinking all the... That's nasty. Drinking pool water. Who does that? Well, whatever. It is actually one of the games I really enjoy on the system. So I'm glad it works now. Other things. I need to quit paying attention to this game and talk. Other things. As cool as it is that we are now getting some patches and fixes available on the Retron, there's still some things that aren't there yet on the system. We still can't reset from the controller. We can't return to the menu from the controller. So you can't exit a game without getting up and flipping the switch. You also can't reset a game from the dorsal games, that require you to press the reset button on the system itself. You're still getting up off your couch and you're resetting it. It still needs better homebrew compatibility. And we need a fix for carts that aren't even recognized. Now, there are some carts, a lot of the early 2K carts, 2 kilobyte games, and some of the later ones, particularly homebrews, probably things that are on the Melody board or the Harmony cart, things aren't recognized not because there's something inherently wrong with the programming, but because the Retron looks for 2 pins to be connected on the inside of the cart to make a connection, and most games do this. But there are many, like those 2K and the Harmony and the Melody carts, that don't make that connection, and that's why sometimes when you put a cart in, it doesn't do anything. The screen doesn't blank, it doesn't flinch, doesn't do anything. It's like nothing is in there. You might have well have stuck your finger in the slot because it didn't do anything. And then other games, the screen will go black because it knows it's there, it just doesn't run it. So for the games that don't do anything, it appears that it's because that it's looking for those pins to be connected and they aren't. Now, that could be fixed with software. That could actually be fixed with software. It's something that Retron looks for right now because the software tells it to do that. So maybe if they patched it so that the Retron automatically looks for a cartridge on startup, or maybe if you hold a certain key command down and fire or something, it'll force it to detect a cartridge in the slot. Maybe that will fix it. Because games like Dungeon don't read at all when I put it in, but the ROM works. So it's not the software's fault. It's the system not looking for the cartridge. So that needs to be fixed. It would be great to get to Stella 5 point whatever for better emulation, more game compatibility. The next thing they really need to address is driving controllers. I want to play Indy 500. That was a popular game back in the day, and it's kind of crazy that Indy 500 doesn't work. Also, we need to get keyboard and other controller support for games like Star Raiders, basic programming, and the kids controller games. I know I'm not exactly dying to play, Alpha Beam or basic programming, but Star Raiders, I'd like to play Star Raiders. It'd be nice to have keyboard and those other controllers working. So get on that, Hyperkin. And then we need an updated file system for the ROMs, something that wasn't clearly obvious when I was scrolling through my collection on the system. Is that right now the folder structure is whatever order you put the ROMs on the card, that's the order they're in, not alphabetically. So if you put Zaxxon on that SD card, and then you go back and put the other games in alphabetical order, Zaxxon will always be first. It's not alphabetized, it's by order that you put it on the card, which is kind of weird. It'd be nice to have alphabetization. It'd be nice to have a favorites list, some kind of folder structure, something. So anyway, so that's where we're at right now. It works better, not perfect. We're getting there. Select controllers, newer Stella would be nice. Need to get fixed for the carts that don't read. Homebrew compatibility needs to be, updated. Some kind of soft boot for the menu, get us back to the menu without hitting the reset button every time. There are things. Users on the forums have even gone as far as to make a dummy cart to put in and out of the system to get back to your menu. It's a cart that does nothing but get you back to the menu. That's kind of crazy. So it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm playing the Retron. I like having it. It's nice. It's small. I do like the heft of the thing. So anyway, hopefully future software updates will get us farther along. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you, Cosmic Stardust, for making those really cool Space Invader icons for the home page of the Retron 77. I'm enjoying those a lot. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and good game.
Or my sister says me, I just want to say, I'm giving a shit out to kids that...
Daddy, what is next?
I don't know. What do you say? What did they say at the end of the videos?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
How about make someone swipe on a video and make someone swipe on a video and make someone swipe.
Hey Lana, why don't you tell everybody to like, and Kara, tell everybody to subscribe, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, point down, tell everybody to like the video. Point, look, do like this. No, not behind you. Not behind you, honey. Just tell everybody to like the video, and then Kara says...
the video!
And then Kara, tell everybody to subscribe.
Oh. I do this!
Alright, tell everybody to like the video.
Tell everybody you like this video.
And then Lana, you say to subscribe.
Subscribe.